Hi everyone, I'm Hannah, the museum educator here at the Transcona Museum. Welcome to the second day of Craft With Us Digging History Week. Today we will be making DIY fossils. So for this craft, you're going to need 1 cup of flour. You will need 1/4 of a cup of fine table salt. For this, I used sea salt and then grinded it up in a blender. So that works too if you don't have just regular table salt and only sea salt. The recipe actually suggests that you blend it even if it's a fine table salt, but it's not entirely necessary. Then you're going to need a teaspoon of cream of tartar, half a tablespoon of vegetable oil, and half a cup of boiling water. So I just have the kettle here just finished boiling. So I'm just gonna pour half a cup. Please be very, very careful when working with boiling water, especially if you don't have a kettle and you're just boiling it over the stove in a pot. Please be extra, extra careful. All right, so here I have my half a cup of boiling water. I don't know if you can see the steam, but there you go. And then food coloring is optional, but you can use it if you want. You're also going to need a shell or any object that could really make a fossil, like a leaf. Like it would have to be kind of more of a heavy duty leaf, not one that could fall apart easily. I would suggest a shell. Doesn't have to be a real shell, can be a small one, a bigger one, doesn't matter. So I'll be using this today. Also, if you have dinosaur toys or anything that's shaped like a bone, maybe you could use that too. And you're going to need a rubber spatula and a plastic is probably the best, a plastic bowl. I've got my nice Christmas bowl here, and a plastic bowl to mix everything up to make the dough that's going to make the fossils. So this is what the fossils are going to look like. These ones don't have food coloring in them, so if you don't use food coloring, this is what they'll look like. But as you can see, the seashell has left a spot in the dough, and the dough is hardened like a fossil. There's also this one as well, which is pretty much the same. All right. Oh, also you're going to need something like a cookie cutter. If you have a circle cookie cutter, that would work perfectly. Or you can just use any object that has a circular edge that you can press into the dough to cut the shapes of the fossils. That would work great. I'm just going to be using the top of this jar. All right, so let's start by making our dough. So basically this is just salt dough or similar to Play-Doh if you've ever made it before. So you're going to, I'm just going to point the camera downwards. You're going to start by mixing all of the dry ingredients together. So you're going to put your 1 cup of flour in the bowl. You are going to put your fine salt into the bowl. Go. And that was 1/4 of a cup of fine salt, by the way. And a tablespoon of cream of tartar. All right. So now that we have all of our dry ingredients mixed or in the bowl, we're going to mix them up with our spatula to make sure they're all mixed in with each other and one's not just sitting on the top. Do that a couple of times. All right, that should be good. Okay, so also make sure there's no like salt clumps. I know that it can get a bit clumpy when you have really fine salt. So just make sure it's all mixed in there. I just seen one, so mixing it even more. All right. So once you have your 3 dry ingredients, flour, cream of tartar, and salt mixed together, make a little well in the middle of it, of your bowl, to put all of the liquid ingredients. So once you have your little hole in all of the dry ingredients, you're going to put in your half a cup of boiling water. Please be very careful with this. You're going to put in your vegetable oil. And at this point, if you're using food coloring, you're going to put it in here. For really bold colors, you're going to want about 15 to 20 drops of whatever color you choose to use. And for more pastel colors, you're going to do about half of that, so maybe like 10 drops or 7 to 10 drops. So I'm going to make more of a pastel blue color, so I'm going to do about 10 drops. All right. All right, so we have all of our liquid in the middle of our dry ingredients. So now we're just going to use the rubber spatula and mix it together until a dough forms. If you find you have too much liquid and it's just too watery and not making dough, just add some more flour. If you find it doesn't have enough liquid, you can just add some more boiling or very hot water. So a paleontologist is a scientist who studies the history of life on Earth through the fossil record. So the fossils that we're making today would be something to what paleontologists look for and study. Fossils are the preserved remains or traces of remains of ancient organisms. So fossils are not remains of organisms themselves. They're just rocks that kind of have the indent of what the remains of an organism would have looked like. So a fossil can preserve an entire organism or just part of one. Bones, shells, which I'll be using today, feathers, and leaves can all become fossils. And fossils can be either very large or very small. Microfossils are only visible under a microscope, so that would be bacteria or pollen would turn into microfossils. And macrofossils can be several meters long and weigh several tons. So that's where you would find your dinosaur bones, anything big like that. And preserved remains become fossils if they reach about 10,000 years of age. So it takes a very, very long time. And it's rare that things become fossils because it takes so much time. Okay, so this is what I have so far. I'm still going to do a bit more mixing because we don't quite have the dough we want yet. It might take a little bit, but that's okay. It also might take a bit of trial and error as well. Adding more flour, adding more water. It depends on, what kind of products you used or how exact your measurements were or how hot your water was, all of these different things. So just try your best. This is meant to be fun, and just think you're going to have so many cool fossils after you're done. If you're making fossils with your family, probably one batch of this would be enough for quite a few fossils. So not everyone would have to make, this batch because it makes quite a lot of dough. So once it kind of gets to dough form, you can start pressing it together with your hands. Might just be easier and might stick together better than the using the spatula. All right. And if you use food coloring, you're really gonna have to work the food coloring in there to spread it evenly. But yeah, so just keep working on it. You might have some kind of bits at the bottom of your bowl. You could add more water to this to make another dough ball, or just keep adding it to the dough ball you have. All right, so here's my dough ball. We will work with this. All right, so after your dough ball is made, you are going to make sure that it's cool enough to the touch because you did use boiling water in it. Mine's just warm right now, so it's safe for me to use and it won't burn me, but just be extremely careful when doing that. And then you are going to flatten out your dough with your hands, or maybe you have a rolling pin. That would work. I would suggest putting a bit of flour down on your table just so that the dough does not stick everywhere. Okay, so we're just gonna press the dough out as best as we can. I would suggest not to make it too thin, but also don't make it super thick, just because it will take a very long time for your fossils to cook or dry, depending on what you want to do with them if they're too thick. And if they're too thin, they might fall apart in the drying process, which is not what you want. Okay, so I'm just flattening out the dough as much as I can. It would be easier if we had a rolling, or if you have a rolling pin, definitely use that. It'd be much easier. We don't have a rolling pin at the museum, so I'm just going to use my hands. And make sure the middle is really spread out so it's not too thick. All right, so here's my sheet of dough. I will work with this. So our next step, after you've rolled out your sheet of dough to the best you can, not too thick and not too thin, you're going to take a circular cookie cutter or any object that you can use to make the shape of a circle. And hey, if you want to make really fun shapes, like maybe you have a star cookie cutter or some other type of cookie cutter, feel free to make fun shapes with your fossils, but just make sure there's enough room to put in the shell, the imprint of the shell, or whatever object you're going to use to make the actual fossil part. So I'm going to use this and make two, just because this is pretty big, two circles that will be my fossils. And you can separate the circles from the dough, and you can roll out your dough again, just so you have room to make even another fossil. But for now, I'm just going to put the dough aside and we'll just work with these two. So here we have our circular dough cutouts. So the next step is to press your seashell or whatever object you're going to use to make the fossil into the middle of the dough. Now make sure you don't press too far down so that it gets a hole in the bottom, and also make sure you press hard enough so that it actually makes the shape. So just be very gentle. Maybe kind of let it sit in there for a minute. Okay, so here you see we have our first fossil shape. So I'll do the same thing with the other one. I'm going to try and press a little bit harder on this dough just to see if I can get even more of an imprint, making sure not to go all the way through the dough though. And there we go. There's my other fossil. So now that you have made your fossils out of your dough and seashell, you can leave them out to dry for about 1 to 2 days, depending on how thick your fossils are, or you can put them in the oven and bake them for 1 to 2 hours at 200 degrees, once again, depending on the thickness of your fossils. Here at the museum, we put the ones that I had made previously in the toaster oven, and that actually worked really well. So if you have a toaster oven, that's a great option. So I'll let these dry for about 2 days, probably just because they're a bit on the thicker side. And then you'll have your completely hardened fossil. Thank you so much for watching the second day of Craft With Us Digging History Week. I hope that you enjoyed making these DIY fossils. If you really, really love fossils or you're interested in paleontology, actually on the outside of the museum, in the Tyndall Stone in the museum, there are fossils. So if you walk around the outside of the museum and look at the white, looks similar to cement bottom part of the museum, you'll see many different fossils. That's actually a part of our Kids Quest. So if you want to do a scavenger hunt across Transcona and have the fossils in the Tyndall Stone on the museum be a part of your scavenger hunt, definitely purchase a Kids Quest booklet online or in person at the museum for $1. And you'll have until August 27th to complete the booklet and submit your ballot to win the grand prize. And parents can also join along with their kids and do Transcona Quest, which is just for adults, but it takes the same path, so you can do it together as a family activity. Also, just a reminder that on Friday we will be making pinch pots. So basically all you'll need for that is clay and paint once the pinch pot dries. So join us for that. We have in-person crafting spots still available for Friday. So if you're interested in coming to make pinch pots with me, we have 3 different times. I believe one is 10 to 10:45, 1 to 1:45, and 3 to 3:45. And you can reserve your spots online. Sorry. That came out of nowhere. Anyways, yeah, hopefully you can join us on Friday for the last day of Digging History Week. And next week is Music Week. So on Wednesday, we're not doing Monday next week just because it is a holiday. So on Wednesday next week, we'll be making a pan flute. And on Friday, we'll be making a toilet paper roll shaker or maraca. So I can't wait for you to join along with me in those crafts. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.